The Korean Zombie is arguably the most exciting fighter to step foot inside the UFC.
Zombie's a little low.
But it took an incredibly hard and traumatic childhood to shape the fighter that everyone has come to love today. Number 7. Korean Zombie's early life. Sung Jung was born in rural Pohang, a port known for its steel yards and shipbuilding, in 1987, before moving to Namyangju, a satellite city of Seoul, when he was in his mid-teens. Growing up, he was your typical kid who liked to play video games and keep to himself. He grew up without any siblings and was always a little smaller than all the other kids, so he felt out of place and was often bullied. His parents were busy working. In fact, up until the age of 7, Sung Jung lived with another family because of how busy his parents were. When he turned 8, he moved back in with his parents. His dad worked in the steel industry while his mother owned a clothing store in another city. She worked and lived in a city called Daegu. Even though he was bullied throughout his childhood, he showed his warrior spirit, for which he would become famous for later on in his life. But at the time, his reluctance to give in to his bullies and constantly fight them led to more fights, and it was then that his aunt made the life-changing decision for him to join a martial arts club. Number 6. How he started MMA. Sung Jung has said that his aunt is one of the strongest and most domineering figures in his life. So when she said something, he listened. She knew what was best for her nephew and placed him in martial arts classes at a nearby Hapkido dojo. There, he learned traditional Korean martial arts. It was also around this time that the Korean Zombie awoke physically, as he put it. He was 15 years old and was filling out his body and began to learn kickboxing. He stuck with kickboxing all the way through his high school years and later on picked up judo and Brazilian jiu-jitsu. At the age of 18, Jung joined the South Korean Navy and started training in taekwondo. He was quickly becoming a true collector of martial arts, and he even won a sambo tournament in 2007. In December of the same year, he won the lightweight division of the Pancrase Korea Neo Blood tournament. When he turned 20, he decided to pursue MMA, making his debut in 2008. He won the Korea FC's 8-man MMA tournament in the 65-kilogram division. And from that point, it was clear what the Korean Zombie was going to do with his life. Number 5. Career accomplishments. The Korean Zombie was introduced to the American audience through the World Extreme Cage Fighting Organization, otherwise known as the WEC, and straight away he became a favorite fighter after he put on a Fight of the Year contender against Leonard Garcia.
He's standing right in the pocket. The Korean Zombie.
Despite losing a very controversial split decision, it was clear that the Korean Zombie was going to be a star. When he made his UFC debut, he got his revenge on Leonard Garcia by submitting him via a twister in the second round.
He's got a twister. Oh! Final seconds of the round. He's got it.
That was the first time in the history of the UFC that a twister submission finished an opponent, and the win earned Jung his first submission of the night honors and even won submission of the year at the World MMA Awards. He followed that incredible win up by nearly having the fastest KO in UFC history when he knocked out Mark Hominick in just 7 seconds.
Above and beyond the call.
This tied a UFC record for the fastest knockout at the time and earned him Knockout of the Night honors. The win also made him a big sensation in South Korea and even appeared on news broadcasts on the country's major national television channels. The Korean Zombie wasn't done making Fight of the Year candidates just yet, as he earned similar buzz for his performance against Dustin Poirier. He submitted Poirier in the 4th round, winning Submission of the Night and Fight of the Night. Soon after that, he got what he had been working toward his entire MMA career, a title shot against the legendary José Aldo. However, Sung Jung would ultimately come up short and would lose due to a dislocated shoulder in the 4th round. However, he bounced back with a KO win against Dennis Bermudez, which earned him another Performance of the Night bonus. Jung would win another Fight of the Night bonus for his epic fight against Yair Rodriguez, and then another Performance of the Night award for his KO of Renato Moicano and his TKO of Frankie Edgar. After decades of training, the Korean Zombie also earned his black belt in jiu-jitsu, which was awarded to him by his coaches after he defeated Dan Ige. Now, as you have already seen, the Korean Zombie has a knack for winning bonuses and is currently tied for the second most Fight Night bonuses in the UFC featherweight division history. Number 4. MMA Paydays. The Zombie has been competing in MMA since 2007, which means that he didn't always get his just dues when it came to getting paid. Take his very first fight in WEC, for example. For that incredible back-and-forth Fight of the Year candidate, he earned a whopping $5,000, but the pot was sweetened by the $65K bonus for Fight of the Night. For his UFC debut, he earned just $10,000, but once again, the $55K bonus helped out tremendously. For his historic knockout of Mark Hominick, the Korean Zombie nearly pocketed $100,000, but $75,000 of that $100,000 for the knockout bonus. When he defeated Dustin Poirier, he only earned $34,000, but he both won Submission of the Night and Fight of the Night, which totaled an additional $80,000. Picking up on the theme yet? Winning all of these bonuses is what has changed the Zombie's life, because even when he was fighting for the title, he only earned $20,000. For his next 4 fights, Sung Jung would earn $50,000 bonuses each. His pay also went from $40,000 for the Bermudez fight to $60,000 for the Yair Rodriguez fight to $120,000 for the Moicano knockout and $140,000 for the Frankie Edgar knockout. And for his last appearance inside the UFC octagon, he made nearly $500,000 despite losing in the title fight. On top of those paydays, the Korean Zombie also has one of the best merchandise lines in all of MMA. Not only are his Korean Zombie shirts always sold out, but he even sells Korean Zombie energy drinks and Korean Zombie edibles on his social media. Speaking of which, let's take a look at one of the most loyal fan bases in all of MMA. Number 3. Social media. On Twitter, the Korean Zombie has almost 50,000 followers, but his Instagram following is above 400,000. While his YouTube subscribers are at above 1 million and his YouTube page has amassed over 338 million views. So it is safe to say that the Korean Zombie is well liked. His YouTube and Instagram feature a ton of training insight and everyday life footage. This includes a little insight of his lovely family. He married his longtime girlfriend Park Sun-young in 2014 and has 2 daughters with her. When he isn't busy with daddy duties or training for an upcoming fight, he dedicates his time to serving his country and appearing on television shows. Number 2. Outside of MMA. Jung announced in mid-October 2014 that he would begin his stint in mandatory military service in South Korea. While Jung did not comment about the future upon his completion, his manager indicated that he would return to MMA at the end of the 2 years. It is admirable that he put his country before his own dreams, as he was coming off of a title shot when he took a break from MMA. This means he was right in the middle of his prime, but he did return successfully after those 2 years and knocked out Dennis Bermudez. The Korean Zombie also keeps himself busy by appearing in other forms of entertainment. In 2021, he appeared in a music video for a song titled Lipstick by Lee High, and in 2022, he played the role of a fighting mentor on a television show aptly named Fighter. Number 1. His net worth. As for his net worth, it's pretty clear that the Korean Zombie has done well for himself despite the lower payouts early on in his career. Part of the reason is that he was a bonus machine. He has won more than $1 million in just bonuses. You have to add his payouts to that total and then his successful merchandise line. But the issue is that there isn't an exact figure for his personal business venture. That could really blow up his net worth if it's as successful as everyone believes it to be. He also has another income stream through his YouTube channel, so all in all, we would estimate that the Korean Zombie has a net worth of around $5 million. Now, if you enjoyed the video, then please give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit the little bell beside it so that you are notified the next time we upload a new video. With that being said, you just watched us break down the Korean Zombie's inspiring story and lifestyle. We'll see you next time.